Magnus with another chess video for you. I'd like to point out that I'm not an expert in any way. I'm just an ordinary guy trying to learn and improve at chess. And hopefully some of my videos might be helpful to some other people too. So today I was playing the white pieces, and I began with my normal queen's pawn lead. I like a queen's pawn lead because this pawn is already defended by my queen. And I generally tend to get into less trouble when I play d4 rather than e4. My opponent responded with queen's pawn, but just advancing it one square. And I brought out a knight, generally a good thing, knights before bishops. My opponent made a pawn move, perhaps worried about my knight coming forward onto these two squares. People at my level often do this, move minor pieces multiple times, going for things like the fried liver attack and so on. But it's not in my mind to do that. I'm trying to follow normal, proper chess principles by getting my minor pieces out. So I bring out another knight, and he makes another pawn move. Now this is 3 pawn moves, and I'm beginning to think, am I playing against a pawn pusher? And I do find that particular tactic very challenging. So I've learned that it's always as well to take a pawn reasonably early on when you see, when you sense the opportunity is right. In this particular situation, it's not as if I'm being offered a flank pawn, this pawn maybe, in return for a central pawn. He's not doing that. He's offering me a central pawn in return for a central pawn. And I'm quite happy with that trade. As I'm breaking up his the pattern he's trying to lay down. So I take his pawn, and he takes me back. He surprised me by taking with the pawn that was on d6 rather than the pawn that is on f6, because of course this gives me the opportunity to take his queen. Obviously he takes me back, but now he's lost castling rights, so I feel very happy with the exchange. I bring my pawn out to clear the route for my bishop coming out here. He brings his bishop out to pin my knight, so I think that's a reasonably good move. So I bring my bishop out ready to castle, and he brings a knight, and I'm able to castle. And he brings a bishop over to challenge my knight. It's not a pin as such, but people at my level do this a lot. The intention, I'm sure, is to mess up my pawn structure. So I'm going to do something about that, but first I decide to throw a check. I want to bring my rook into the center anyway, so that's a free move. And now I want to do something about this this situation here. So I bring my bishop back so that if he takes it, I can take with the bishop and keep my pawns nice and neat. So he takes my knight over here on c3, and I take back. So he's doubled my pawns here, but I do have an open file here, so I'm quite happy with that. He takes my knight, so I take back. That's why I placed my bishop there. And now I'm thinking about doubling my rooks and attacking this knight here. So he makes a pawn move, and I begin the doubling process. He moves a knight out. I move my bishop out, ready to double my rooks. But he sees what I'm doing, and he moves away. I double my rooks anyway, and he moves a knight. And at this point I notice that his king is very exposed. He can't move anywhere along this file, and my bishop has this diagonal covered. So if I look at his king, is there is actually no squares he can move to. All that's needed is for me to deliver a check, and that's checkmate. I've got a bishop sitting here, so I do that, and that's the end of the game. I was quite pleased with this checkmate. It's the first time I've managed to deliver a checkmate with two bishops with the support of the rooks there. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed the game, and I'll see you next time.